Hello everybody, welcome to Stories by Shelley. Ooh, I see you've chosen a really fun story. The Very Greedy Bee. It's written by Steve Smallman and illustrated by Tickle. Now, the Very Greedy Bee, what do you think it could be about? What kind of bee is this? He does look a little bit like a bumblebee, doesn't he? Yep. Let's see what the greedy bee is all about. Ooh, the Very Greedy Bee. Did you know that bees communicate by dancing? So if this little bee has found a flower with lots of pollen, he does a little buzzy bee dance. And all the other bees know where that flower is, and they can follow each other to where that flower is. Isn't that clever? Yeah. Maybe you should try communicate with your friends just by dancing and see if they follow you. A very greedy bee. In a very busy, buzzy beehive, look at all those bees, busy, buzzy beehive, lived a very greedy bee. And the other bees worked hard making honey and cleaning the hive. But the greedy bee spent all day gobbling honey and guzzling nectar. Slurp, slurp, burp. Slurp, slurp, burp. Look at that. He's eating all the nectar and all the other bees are helping, doing lots of work. And this one, he's just eating. The very greedy bee wouldn't share his nectar with anyone. He wouldn't even let a tired ladybird sit on his flower. "Find your own flower," he shouted. "This one is mine." "Eek! It's mine!" Oh dear, Mr. Bee. He's not being kind, is he? Look, he's holding all the petals. Doesn't want to share. It's my flower. Then one day, the greedy bee found a meadow full of the biggest, juiciest flowers he had ever seen. He decided not to tell anybody. "Yummy," he buzzed. "Lots and lots and lots of flowers, and they all for me." Wow! And look at all the beautiful colors, hey everybody. Isn't those flowers wonderfully magical? And he is so excited that they all are going to be his. The greedy bee whizzed and buzzed from flower to flower to flower, slurping and burping and growing fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter. At last his tummy was full and he settled down on a big pink flower in the warm yellow sunshine and fell fast asleep. Zzz. He's fast asleep. When the greedy bee woke up, it was dark. He tried to fly, but his tummy was so stodgy and podgy that... Biff! Bang! Thump! Oops! He went down instead of up and landed, biff, bam, thump, on the ground below. Oh dear, look at that. He's gotten too heavy. His little wings can't carry him. He's unable to fly. "I'm scared," cried the little greedy bee. "I don't know how to get home." And then he saw two glowing eyes in the long grass. "Eek! It's a monster coming to eat me." What do you think those eyes are? Do you think it's a monster? Maybe it is someone's torch. Someone with a flashlight looking through the grass. What do you think these two big green eyes are. It's not a monster. It wasn't a monster. It was two friendly fireflies, their bottoms glowing in the dark. Ah, did you know that fireflies have what's called bioluminescence? Can you say that big word? Bioluminescence. It means their body makes its own light. So a firefly, his bottom glows in the dark. It's like a little torch. And they went, "Oh, what's wrong, little bee?" "I'm too full to fly," wailed the greedy bee, "and I can't walk home. It's too dark." "Oh, why don't you follow us?" said the little fireflies, and they all set off home on the long, long journey. Off they go, following the little fireflies' bottoms. Off they go. Through the forests and flowers and squelching mud. Over the hills and under the hollows trudged the greedy bee. He had never walked so far, and he was very tired. "Soon be there," called the little fireflies, and they heard a whooshing, watery sound. What do you think that could be? What's a whooshing, watery sound? Ah, it could be that, yes. I wonder what a whooshing, watery sound is. Let's look. "Ah, I'm almost home," cried the greedy bee, super excited. "It's the stream, the river. Did you guys guess that?" And it was, but his hive was on the other side of the river. Look, there's his hive on the other side. "Oh dear," cried the greedy bee, flopping down with a flump on the floor. "How will I ever get across?" he sniffled sadly. "We'll help you," said the tiny little ant, with a big leaf. Wow, look at the little ant's huge leaf. Now, how can the ant and a leaf help our little bumblebee get across the river? What do you think that they can do? Ah, that could work, yes. Now, do you think a leaf would sink or float? Ah, it would float. So I wonder what they might use the leaf for. Let's have a look. Did you guess this? Did you guess that they could use it as a boat? The ant and his friends flipped one of the leaves into the water. Splish! "Jump in!" they cried. And then, with the help of the fireflies, the greedy bee and the ants made their way, splishing and splashing over to the other side of the stream. Look, they turned the leaf into a boat, because leaves float. And everybody's helping, paddling along. Splish, splash, splish. "Hooray, I'm home!" cried the greedy bee. "Wherever have you been?" said all the other bees. Well, I overslurped," said the greedy bee. "I would never have got home if my new friends hadn't been so kind. So now I'm going to share my best honey with them. Would you like some too?" "Great," said the other bees. "Let's have a party! Whee!" And everyone tucked into a midnight feast of yummy, runny honey, all except one very sleepy, very happy, but not so greedy bee. Now, why do you think the bee, our big greedy bee, didn't want to have any more honey? Eh? Do you think he was too full? He had enough of eating all that honey and nectar? I think so. Wasn't that a lovely story? I really enjoyed it too. Well, I hope to see you again, everybody. Thanks for watching Stories by Shelley.